A patient asked me this recently. I've been on this medication for 3 weeks now. Why don't I feel motivated yet? Did you give me the wrong medication? And we laughed about it. But honestly, that question comes up rather frequently, especially related to stimulants, Adderall, Vyvanse, Ritalin. So let me answer it. Because if you're on medication right now or thinking about starting the medication, you need to hear this. Psychiatric medications do not create motivation. That's not what they're designed to do. Look up the definition of motivation. It is not necessarily an emotion, but it is an emotional state that is powered, that's created by emotions. And no emotion is sustainable. Emotions go up and they go down, they wax and wane. So if psychiatric medications do not create motivation, what do they actually do? When a medication is working properly, it lowers the resistance between you and action. It quiets the noise. It lifts the weight off your chest. It gets you out of the pit that you've been stuck in for a while. But it doesn't tell you where to go once you're out of that pit. Okay? Think about it like this. Imagine that you've been trying to run through wet concrete your whole life. You're exhausted, you're frustrated, convinced that something is wrong with you fundamentally. Medication dries out that concrete. It makes it solid ground. The path clears, but you still have to run. Here's where most people get tripped up. They confuse relief with drive. When the heaviness lifts, they still don't feel motivated. So they assume that the medication failed, or worse, they assume that they failed. But motivation doesn't show up before you move, it shows up because you moved. That's not a mindset quote. That's actually how the brain works. Action generates motivation, okay? Not the other way around. So here's the actual question to ask yourself. Not, do I feel motivated yet? But what's one thing I can try to do today that felt impossible last month? That's your real data point. That's how you know that the medication is doing its job. Use that window, start there, even something small, because momentum builds on itself. And that part is yours to create, not the medication. All right? If you've been in this exact place waiting to feel ready before you start moving, drop that in the comments. This is one of the most common things I see, and most people think that they're the only ones who are struggling with it. All right? Save this if it helped you to reframe the way you think about medications. All right? Follow for more. See ya.